Good morning, y'all. Actually, it's almost afternoon. It's 11:30 in the morning. Today is July the 2nd, and this is my floss tube number 88, I think. But that doesn't really count. I made 13 or 14 back during the beginning of COVID, which were from my prayer chair. So actually, I'm up over 100 or something. But anyway, I'm just going to count this as number 88. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm Marlene Bush, by the way, and this is Stitching by the Lake. It's a video podcast about cross stitch, and I typically like to talk about some things that are going on in my life, and sometimes I start with that, and sometimes I finish with that, and sometimes they're just interspersed here and there, and pretty much that's what's going to happen today. I have a long list of notes. The last time I made a video was May 25th, I think. May the 25th. And I had absolutely no intention of doing that because, not that it matters to you all, but it matters to me because I'm trying to document the things that I'm doing, the things that I'm stitching and getting finished, just kind of as a diary for myself. But I'm also and I've said this, if you've watched me before, I've said this many times. I'm keeping this, started this, and I'm keeping this primarily for my children so that when I'm gone, they will be able to see me and hear me, because one of the things I miss the most about my mom is her voice. She died 18 years ago today. And Dad died 18 years ago as well. He died 4 months before her. But today is the anniversary for her death, and I'm surely missing her. I surely am. Anyway, let me get past that for a second. It is hot here in Arkansas. I'm in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and it's hot. It's been hot. We had a wonderful May, early, like the first week of June. We haven't had any rain since the first week of June to speak of. We've had 2 or 3 minutes here and 4 or 5 minutes there, but nothing like what we need. I don't actually have a garden. I have some tomato plants and some herbs and flowers, and they all need rain, and I'm having to water every day, or almost every day, which is annoying to say the least, but it's a lot of hard work. The second week of June, I think it was, Jerry and I, my husband is Jerry, we're almost to 58 years, y'all. We'll be celebrating our 58th anniversary in October. We drove up to Jefferson City, Missouri to my sister's and spent a week with her. And on the way home, Jerry started getting sick. It was on a Saturday, and sure enough, he had COVID, and I started with it on Monday. After his start on Saturday. He was way sicker than I was. He had fever for about 6 days. He had a bad cough, and he had extreme fatigue. Extreme. I only ran fever about 3 days, and I had that cough, and it hung on for a couple of weeks. And I had the fatigue, but not for very long. I pretty much went back to normal within, I don't know, after the fever left, maybe 4 days. But Jerry's fatigue hung on for a long time. We are pretty much back to normal now, except you'll hear me clear my throat sometimes. That whole cough thing is not quite gone, but it's just such a smidgen that I kind of discount it. Anyway, that means that I didn't stitch, not one stitch during the week I was at my sister's. And then I didn't stitch through the week when we both had COVID. So I lost 2 weeks worth of stitching. That's not a good thing. I just had so much I wanted to do. But I have come back with a bang. I have quite a lot of stitching to show you. So I'm going to kind of just start off with that. And instead of going, normally I will show you my finished objects and fully finished objects and whips. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go timeline because it was easier for me to write it down that way. And show you what I have finished and what I've done. Oh, by the way, Also, you'll probably notice I've moved my sewing room around because I'm kind of in a different angle. I do that at least seasonally because our heating and air vents are in the floor. I need the air conditioner vent to be open where it will get some air in here in the summertime. And so my sewing machine can't be where it was before because it was right over it. I don't really like this arrangement. I'm kind of limited. This is a, I don't know, 10 by 10 room, maybe smaller even. It's and on this side, I'll show you. This side I have a long cabinet with shelves above it and a granite countertop, a scrap piece I found. Well, that can't be moved. It weighs like 5,037 pounds. And it's there. It's not going anywhere. So I can't move that around. I love to move furniture. Do y'all? Anyway, so right now my cutting table is over there where my sewing machine was. There's actually room for me to put my sewing machine over there, but if I do, I can't get as much air. It's really okay in the winter when I don't get as much warm air. I'm very cold-natured. You would think I wouldn't want that air conditioner, but this room does get very stuffy. But in the winter, that warm air just kind of flows underneath my desk and gets on my feet, and I really like that. Anyway, I've moved the room around, so you kind of have a different view here. Well, that was all the sides, really. The only other thing I didn't show you was up there where boy, those things are crooked. Those boards get warped. Jerry put those shelves up there for me for extra storage, particularly when I was quilting all the time, which I'm not doing now. I needed a lot more storage space. Anyway, that's a lot of nothing. Let's talk about what I worked on this week. Not this week. In the last, really, 5 weeks since I saw you guys. This is the Pink Primrose Pen Disc by Stacy Nash. Isn't that pretty? And such a beautiful finish she did. Mine's not quite that good, y'all. I did finish it, and I did fully finish it. The kit included some ribbon. It did not include this pen that I put in there. And it included the cardboard that told you how to cut it. This is the back of it. I struggled getting this ribbon on there. I don't know why. I just had a hard time. I tried to glue it and that didn't work. I ended up stitching it down, and I also ended up pinning in many places. I pinned it down. And then I added these little pins with the white heads to kind of pull out the white in this. And I found the little pink flower pin and added that. I'm pleased with it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I am pleased with it. It's really not going to hang because this ribbon I ended up cutting off too short. I could sit it on an easel, I suppose. I don't know. Anyway, Pink Primrose Disc. My phone's buzzing. Sorry, y'all. I'm ignoring it. Then I recently bought this book, the Patriotic Ornament book, and it is from Twin Peak Primitives. It has 14, I think, patterns in it. And I'm going to work my way through this book. But so far, I have only done 3. First, I found this piece of fabric in my stash. I don't know where in the world I got it or what I got it for, but here it is. It is a 28 count platinum. And so I started at one end, and I did Let Freedom Ring. And I didn't write down the colors that I used, but I just pulled some red, white, and blue just whatever I had. It's DMC. And then I did the USA one. I may have changed these up a bit to fit my fabric, or if I just didn't want something on there. And this flag, I'm pretty sure, had something else on it that I didn't do. Come on, baby. Okay. Let's see if I can see what that flag had. Let's Read 'em Ring. I did all of that one. USA, I left off. It had a kind of a, this part right here, these stars, went all the way around, and they had two other little motifs down here, and I chose not to do those. And that's probably what I'm thinking about when I say I left something off. Well, I can't even find the flag. It was on one of them. That's all I can say. It was on one of them. Poetic license. Isn't that what that's called? So that's 3 patriotic ones done. I do have another one, which I will get to in a few minutes. When I finished that one, I went back and picked up a pattern that I had started in March. It's by Lori Rippey. Whoops. Called I Choose Joy. It's a pattern from 2017. That's the copyright on it. But I had just gotten it, I don't know, in the last year, so I suppose. She is on, I don't remember if she has her own website or if she's on Etsy, but you can just Google Lori Rippey, R-I-P-V-E-Y, and you'll find her. And I used the colors she called for. This is supposed to be primitive, and that's the way I'm going to finish it, is just into a primitive pillow. I don't think that this is a reproduction. I think this is an original with her, but I don't know that for sure. There was no explanation. Okay. Now, in a week and a half, I am going to Tulsa, to the Silver Needle, to their summer retreat. I forget what it's called. I went last year. Loved it. I'm meeting my sister there, which we did last year as well, and some friends, and we're going to that retreat. But after I get back from that retreat, I am taking a class at the Shepherd's Needle in Little Rock. It's just a 2-day class with Kathy Haberman. She sent us some pre-stitching. There's 2 parts to it, and I have not finished both parts, but I have finished one. I don't have a name. I don't have a picture. All I had was the pattern. But I'm going to show it to you because it was a lot of work. It was way more work than I thought it was going to be, and I don't know how we're going to finish it. This is a finishing class that I'm taking. The safety pin is there because that's where I start. That's the top. I don't think it makes any difference because I think all 4 sides were the same. But anyway, another patriotic one that hopefully will be finished mid-July when I finish that class. Then, what did I do after that? I've got things lined up kind of in order of how I did them. Oh, yeah. Several months ago, this is Bells of Christmas by Brenda Gervais, and several months ago I stitched this one, Peace on Earth. And I just put it back in the bag and put the whole thing away because I wanted to do this one as well and finish them both at the same time. I have not yet finished them, of course. This is the first one that I stitched, and I changed colors, y'all. I changed her dress to red on this one. I know that. I don't remember what else. That was the first one I stitched. Then, late June, I stitched Goodwill. And I changed the colors on that a little bit. Brenda did these in a teal, but I didn't have the exact teal that she did. And so I just picked my own. I do know that that's on a 37 count Russian tea cake. I can tell you that. Then my friend Merritt Crawford, who is on YouTube as Merritt Crawford. Oh geez, Merritt, I forget your Instagram name right now, but I'll try to put it down below. Merritt had stitched some Christmas ornaments that I fell in love with, and I told her how beautiful I thought they were, and she said, "Would you like to borrow them?" And I said, "Absolutely." So she sent me all of them. There are 25 or 26. I don't know. It goes through the 25th, so I guess there's just 25. But anyway, I started on these, and I'm so grateful that she is letting me borrow her pattern. She also sent me her leftover fabric, which is Wedgwood. So I stitched first number 1. These are numbered for the days of December. It would be like an Advent type calendar, but it's not a calendar. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish these as ornaments, I think. And I'm sure they'll be a gift for someone. There's December 1st, and then here's December 2nd, and December 3rd. I have also started number 4, but just barely gotten it started. Isn't that mushroom cute? I haven't even looked yet, but I'm pretty sure I've got some more Wedgwood. If not, I will order some. Then I picked up yesterday, July 1st, I wanted to do another patriotic, and I picked up a pattern off of a blog, Santas and Samplers. I'll try to put her down below too. She has several patriotic and mini sampler free patterns. This one is called 1776, and I put it on 28 count lamb's wool. Hated this fabric, y'all. Hated it. I did not stitch her whole pattern, and I did it a little differently. She had white stars here, I think. I'm not sure. And a white bar underneath this one. But I wanted it, I didn't want all of that. I just wanted it to be a really skinny pillow. And that only took me one day to do. But I stitched a long day. It was one of those days when I was just feeling kind of lazy and didn't want to do much, so I stitched all day. Because when you're retired, you can do that. Not trying to rub it in. I'm just saying, work hard so you can retire and stitch all the time. And someday your children are going to grow up. I'm putting these back in my box, y'all. And you'll be able to stitch more if you're one of those that are raising children. Whoa, I dropped something. Okay, now, what's next? I have a few more FFOs from past finishes that I'm going to show you. Recently, last month or the month before, I don't remember, I finished lesson number 2 on the cereal bow collection from Plum Street. And that's what that looks like. That's what the pattern looks like. I framed this one. Found this frame at thrift shop in Missouri, actually, when I was at my sister's. It's on a 36 count fabric, but I don't know what color that is, and I think I used just all the call for flosses. Isn't that sweet? I still need to put a picture hanger on this frame. It has one, but it's on the side, and I have to put one on the, I had to frame it the other way, so I'll have to put one on that side. It's sweet. And you may remember that I finished Florence Rose Mariner, either last month or the month before. This is from Whilst Iris Naps, and I did it on a 32 count hog bristle. And I changed the colors. I used Weeks Dye Works Cayenne, Teal Frost, and Mascara. I had this one professionally framed at Hobby Lobby. When there's a border around something like that, it is terrible to get that straight. Just terrible. And I would have given it a go, except I looked that store over at least twice, maybe 3 times, and could not find a frame that would come anywhere close to being something I would like this to go in, or that would fit. Found a lot of them I liked, but it just wasn't going to fit. Anyway, Whilst Iris Naps, and this is Florence Rose Mariner. You may remember that I picked up a picture of a stitch at, I don't remember, a thrift store somewhere, and bought it. It was a Save the Stitches. I don't remember what I paid for it. But I took it out. It was matted and framed, and I took it out of there, and I found this frame, and I framed this one myself. And I think I did pretty darn good. Isn't that sweet? I don't know the pattern. I don't know the name of it or anything. Except I'm pretty sure it's on a 18 count Aida. But I love it. I don't know where I'm going to hang it either. I don't always have to know. And then this one I also framed myself. And this is Abingdon, let's see, 1879. This is a JBW pattern. I stitched it on 28 count white chocolate. Let me move back a little. I don't remember what color. Red. One of the reds. I don't even remember if I used what was called for. Love this. Why is it that we love red samplers so much? Geez, I don't know. I don't know, but I do. So that's at least 4 framed ones that are ready to be hung. I've got about all of those that I showed you last time. The Amish things that I did to Save the Stitches, I still haven't gotten those hung. My daughter was going to help me, and she ended up going out of town for a while. And so I haven't been able to get those done yet. Okay, what else do I want to talk about? A couple of things. I got a gift from a viewer this week. Gloria was so sweet and sent me 2 patterns because she knows that I love primitive things. She sent me these 2. This is Country Rustic Primitives. This one is called Lead Me in Your Path, and it's a pillow tuck. This is going to be in my fall stitching because I think those are a little bit more fall-ish looking colors. It could be used anytime, really. But right now, I want to focus a little bit more on some more patriotics. And then this one is Christmas, and it is Oh Come Let Us Adore Him. So I'll be doing that later as we get closer to Christmas. It shouldn't be, both of those should be pretty quick stitches, I think. Gloria, thank you so much. I love both of these. I also got a thank you note from Sharon for one of my giveaways, and she had included a needle. Sharon, I haven't even emailed you back, I don't think. But thank you. That is my favorite needle. She sent me the 28 Sullivan's, what's that called? Ballpoint. And that's the ones I prefer. That's my first choice. One that I'm working on, that 1776 that I hated the fabric on, That needle did not work on that fabric. That fabric is very, very stiff. And I ended up going to a petite, not 28 count needle, 24. I don't remember. Anyway, a petite, I ended up going to a petite needle. And that worked much better on that one, and I was glad that I had done that. I can't decide what I'm going to start next. I'm still going to continue working on those Christmas patterns. And you know, I'm really excited about the little Christmas patterns that Merritt sent me because there are 25 of those. Y'all know I had a goal this year of stitching 75 pieces because I'm 75. I'll be 76 in October, so I don't know why I chose 75. But anyway, I'm just crazy sometimes. But that 25 is going to go a very long way towards helping me reach that goal. I am not quite halfway there. I wanted to be halfway there July 1st, and I am not. I have 30-something completed this year so far. And obviously those are not all big, huge samplers. I do have a few finishes this year that are big samplers, but mostly they're smaller, mid-range to small, and that's okay with me. I just have so many patterns that I want to stitch that I really want to get them done. I'm working my way through them. So now I have to decide what comes next. Well, first of all, I'm going to work some more out of that Twin Peaks book and do some more patriotic out of it. But also, I've had this forever. This is a shepherd's bush. It even has a little button with it right up here, flag button. I got this off of Free Table. I want to say it's StitchCon the first time I went there. And I'm going to stitch this. I'm not going to stitch it exactly like it says because I rarely ever do that. I found this piece of fabric in my stash, and it's a 36 count natural. Well, this is white, this is natural, which is totally different. But I'm still thinking I'm going to use this. And what I may do, I don't like this border. It's kind of a floral border. It's not me at all. And I may just do a border. I mean, they have a border here that's just crosses across all the way. I'm thinking I may just outline it with crosses and do it like this and just leave the border part, the floral border part off. That should be very fast and very easy to do. So that's high on my list. I also have this one, Home of the Brave, and it's by Kathy Haberman. Now, it wouldn't be quite as fast, but my goodness, isn't it pretty? And it's framed. I love it. I love that it's in a frame. She did it on a 32 count. And the stitch count is 137 by 188. So that's a double. It might go in an 8 by 10. I'm thinking it might. So that's really high on my list too. In fact, I was thinking I might take that with me to the Silver Needle Retreat. That's a little too fussy maybe for that. I've also bought Seasons of the Heart by Brenda Gervais because I love everything she does. And I could work on this summer one, perhaps. If I got this house outlined, I could take it to the retreat. I could outline the roof and outline the house. And that would be, and the grass would be simple. So I could talk and do that. I don't know. Maybe. This one you've seen before. Cynthia Bruce stitched this, and I just fell in love with it. Called and ordered it immediately. It is a reproduction sampler. Lucy Beam. reproduced by Rebecca Noland, Though He Seemeth Sleeping. Oh me, I just love this. Love it. I like the border, although I think it's a little fussy. Dark the night and wild the wind, Christ the boat is keeping. Trust in Him. It's hard to read. And have the faith, though he seemeth sleeping, I think is what it says. I'm going to pull it out of here because I want to show you. I kitted it with, this is the fabric that I'm going to use, and it is a 28 count vintage buttercream. It's a little bit more yellow than this is. This has a little bit more of a brown to it. But I think that these threads will work for it. Let me line them up here for you. Even that gold, I think, will work on it. Somebody's at the door. I guess Jerry will answer it. Was stitched by Emily Bestrick, aged 11 in 1874. 155 by 193 stitches. I'm anxious to start that one. That will be a start very soon. Okay, last video I had a giveaway. Actually, I had more than one. I had this kit, but the person who won that did not contact me. So I'm going to redo this one. I'm going to redraw for it. If you would like to have this be kit, and it's the whole kit by Cherished Stitches, please use the word "be" in your comment, and I will enter you in that drawing. And the other new giveaway is for this Together Forever Pin Keep Drum by Scattered Seed Samplers. Now, I've stitched this. It came as a kit. And obviously I used the stuff in the kit, but I didn't use all of it. There are some threads left. There is a backing fabric and a ribbon left in here. I don't know that there are enough threads to stitch the whole thing, but there may be enough threads to stitch a few odds and ends on here. You may have to supplement it some. Anyway, if you would like to have this pattern, use the word "forever" in your comment. Those are the two new giveaways. Now, the two that I'm giving away now who contacted me, Let Your Heart Be Light by Shakespeare's Peddler is going to go to Julie McLean, M-A-C-L-E-A-N. Julie, please email me and I'll put my address below, and give me your mail information and I'll send that to you. And the other was this pattern, Hannah's Brownstone, and that's going to Rose Heck. Rose, same thing, please email me and I will get that sent out to you. Okay, I think that's all that I have. I'm sitting here thinking, I told y'all I would put some information down below, and now I don't remember what I told you I'd put. Merritt's YouTube address. I don't know. I'll go back and look through the video. If I missed something, somebody email me or put it in the comments and I'll come back and add it, okay? My memory is not the best, I freely admit. It's better than some, worse than others. That's the way life is, isn't it? So, I hope if you are in the USA and you celebrate Independence Day, I hope you have a wonderful holiday, a safe holiday. I hope that your month of July is absolutely wonderful and not too terribly hot. Or if you're in another hemisphere, it's not too terribly cold. And one last comment that I'm going to make. I was texting with a dear friend this week, and this is something I said to her that I would like to repeat here, because I truly believe it. I believe that all of us can love all of us. I can love you and you can love me no matter what. So let's go out and practice that in the coming month. And I'll be back in August, okay? Bye, y'all.